Alright guys, welcome back here to the King Ellie Show, people. I told you guys I was not going to do a Backlash live reactions last night. We'll get into the review about that. But some update for you guys on the news. So, sounding like some good news. So the 24th of this month, looks like I'll be moving to my house. So, probably give or say, people, I'll keep you guys updated in the community. But let's just go ahead and say probably around the 30th. Yeah, actually, I'll give it the 27th. 27th or the 28th. If I move in on the 24th, by the 27th or 28th, should have everything set up, ready to go. We'll get back to our regular weekly schedules for the King Ellie Show, weekly updates, everyday updates. So probably by there, the 27th, 28th, should be ready to go back to our weekly schedule. But I'll keep you guys updated in the community if I'm still moving in on the 24th. But you can still see at my brother's house right now. We'll get to Backlash in just a second, but let's just address the Paul Heyman situation. So over last week, Paul Heyman was let go as the head writer. I'd say head writer. It's called head producer. He was the head producer for Monday Night Raw. Paul Heyman was let go of that position. Now moved back to his manager role. So when Eric Bischoff got fired from SmackDown, we all said, okay, they're firing Eric Bischoff from SmackDown. Why is that? Because the ratings were terrible. At that time, they were still on the USA Network. They had not moved to Fox yet, and the ratings were terrible on SmackDown. So Vince was like, you know what? Ratings are terrible. Let's fire somebody. They fired Eric Bischoff. He was there for like what, 2 or 3 weeks? I don't think was it a month, or was it a month? He was like there maybe a month or 2 to 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, and he was let go. So now Monday Night Raw is having these terrible ratings. We know why Raw. I mean, even AEW's not having the greatest ratings. NXT's not having the greatest ratings. Again, people are not watching wrestling. There's no audience in attendance. So for ratings to be down, not just for that, your product sucks on Monday Night Raw. Your product sucks on SmackDown. Okay, your ratings are going to be terrible. There's no crowd, there's no crowd, and plus your storylines are not great right now. You have no great storylines that's going to keep anybody invested to watch Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. NXT's trying, but they're not at their absolute best as NXT. AEW's trying, and would I say they're at their absolute best for AEW? Probably not, but they're trying at least. You know what I'm saying? So Monday Night Raw's been terrible. I mean, they're averaging now like 1.7 million views or something like that on Monday Night Raw every week now. So that's about, they were at what? They were at like a 1.9. I think they were at like a 1.9 during the Royal Rumble build. They were like at a 1.9. So now you're at a 1.7. Okay? So as your issues of firing Paul Heyman, you're blaming him for the reason why Raw sucks. No, the reason why your show sucks, again, Vince McMahon's overruling everybody. So even if Paul Heyman has these great ideas, who's the authority at the end of the day does everything run through? Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying? So you blame Paul Heyman, going to fire him, that's going to change anything. No, you're adding Bruce Pritchard, who's writing SmackDown, producing SmackDown, to now produce Monday Night Raw. So when we were saying that SmackDown is worse than Raw, and that's 2 hours, now you're having him run Monday Night Raw that's 3 hours. How much more worse is this going to be than SmackDown? So it is what it is. Paul Heyman, hey, you get a vacation. You're back to your manager role. Hopefully the people on Monday Night Raw, which he was what? Kevin Owens, Apollo Crews, Liv Morgan, Street Profits. I think that's who Paul Heyman was pushing. He was pushing Kevin Owens, Street Profits, Apollo Crews, and Liv Morgan. Kevin Owens, to me, should be fine. Apollo Crews, we'll see how long that lasts. Liv Morgan wasn't on TV the last, 2 or 3 weeks? She was on Main Event. Street Profits, we'll get into that. But that's my thoughts on Paul Heyman. Hey, you get a vacation, Paul, until Brock Lesnar comes back for SummerSlam to possibly face Bobby Lashley. You get a vacation. So get your vacation in Paul Heyman. As far as Backlash, people, oh my gosh, I'm just falling asleep thinking about telling you guys my thoughts on Backlash. So we'll get to Edge and Randy Orton later. That's the whole point of the show. Apollo Crews beats Andrade. Cool story, bro. Zelina Vega's faction continues to take losses. At this point, just put her with Aleister Black, her real life Are they married again? Aleister Black and Zelina Vega? I think they're married, but I know they're together. I think they're married. Just put Zelina Vega with Aleister Black and keep it moving. Whatever. Moving along. Triple threat tag team match for the women's titles. Tag titles. Sasha Banks looks amazing last night, as she always looks amazing last night. Sasha Banks looked fantastic. There's just something about her wearing a black outfit with her blue hair. Something about it. But she looked amazing last night. Sasha and Bayley take on Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, who now, if you don't follow Alexa Bliss on Twitter, you now have to have she has to accept you now on Twitter. So she had issues over the weekend where somebody was trying to hack her Twitter. Now she's private. So if you want to follow Alexa Bliss, and you have not followed Alexa Bliss, and you're trying to do that on Twitter, you got to wait in line until she accepts your friend request. So, it's what it is, man. There's some crazy people out there in the world that she had to go to the point where she had to private her Twitter. So that sucks. But Bliss, Nikki Cross, Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. What do you want me to say, guys? You have Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Bliss. Not the greatest ring workers in the ring. Boy, oh boy. That's all I want to say. Sasha Banks and Bayley win. They're going to be facing Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox on Wednesday. That will be the match that we should have got at Backlash on Wednesday night at NXT. But Banks and Bayley retain. I believe after that was Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Okay, listen here, man. Jeff Hardy. I didn't want to say, but you look like, my man, you look like you might need to hang it up, or it's just Monday Night Raw creative fall, or SmackDown's creative fall, that this match, it just didn't work for me. Like, Sheamus and Jeff Hardy tried. It was better than the first match that we had of Sasha Banks and Bayley against them other people, but I don't know what it was. It just didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. Jeff Hardy loses here. How much longer does he have till he can go to AEW? That's what my watch is telling me. How much longer does he have till he can go to AEW? Sheamus wins here. I was surprised Sheamus won over Jeff Hardy. I really was. I think next we had Braun Strowman versus The Miz and John Morrison. Who cared? Strowman wins. Next, Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. May I say this may have been Bobby Lashley's best match since he's been back in the company? And that's been like, what? 2 years? Was it been 2 years since he's been back in the company? I think it was 2 years. This is probably his best match since he's been back in the company. Drew McIntyre wins here with Lana distracting. Pretty much Lana came out here. Bobby Lashley was controlling the whole match. Lana comes out telling the referee, you cheated Bobby. Bobby Lashley knocks off Lana off the ring apron to MVP's lap. Then Drew McIntyre claymores Lashley. McIntyre wins. Looks like we're going to get McIntyre versus Lashley at Extreme Rules and something else. But Lashley walks off, leaving Lana behind. Cool. End this Lana storyline so she can go back home to Rusev too. After that, I believe we had the Viking Raiders. Hold up. Oh, I missed Asuka and Nia Jax. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I missed Asuka and Nia Jax. Did you care about that match? I didn't. We had a count out. Asuka wins, count out. So now I guess it's going to be Asuka versus Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, maybe Extreme Rules. So who cared about that? But anyways, like I was saying, I think next was the Street Profits Viking Raiders that was supposed to have a tag team match. All right, we didn't get that. We got here a schmoz. If you wonder why Monday Night Raw and SmackDown have the worst ratings that they ever had, just go back and watch this Street Profits and Viking Raiders segment here. All you need to know is ninjas. All you need to know. Terrible segment. Next, Randy Orton and Edge, which was this whole video was going to be about Randy Orton and Edge. I was just trying to fast forward the other crap for you guys. Randy Orton Edge. The greatest wrestling match of all time was the title, was a theme for this. How would I say this? Edge versus Randy Orton, in my opinion, it was good. I'd say it was great. Was it the greatest wrestling match ever that I've ever seen in my eyeballs? Like I told you guys, my opinion, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25 to me is the greatest match of all time. Just go back and... Dude, I could literally... That match alone saves WrestleMania 25. Every time, if anybody put that event on, that match... Whenever you go back and you say a match saves an entire card, like, you know how hard that is for you to say a match saves an entire... Again, WrestleMania at that point was still a 4-hour show. But that match saved the entire event. Do you know how hard that is to say a match saves an entire show? Usually you can say a match may save part of the show. It may save half of the show. But it saved the entire show. Could you say Edge versus Randy Orton saved Backlash? No, you couldn't say that. But, in my opinion, was this Edge's best wrestling match that he's ever been in? No. Could you go along and say this is Randy Orton's best match that he's ever been in? Now, Orton's had some great matches. He had some matches against Mick Foley. He had matches against Jeff Hardy. He had a great match with Jeff Hardy at the Royal Rumble, with the one that John Cena came back and won. Orton's had some great encounters with... It's hard, man. Randy Orton's had... Listen, as great as Randy Orton is, it's hard to say, like, all of Randy Orton's... I mean, those just come off my head. Mick Foley... the Mick Foley match, Jeff Hardy's match at the Royal Rumble. It's hard to go through all of Orton's matches and say, like, okay, what's great? He's had good matches. He's not had... Those two, in my mind, are just Randy Orton's best matches. Edge versus John Cena. Was that Unforgiven, the TLC match? Edge and Christian in the tag team Dudley, with the Dudleys and the Hardys. Edge against The Undertaker. Same thing with Edge, bro. Edge had a great match against Rey Mysterio also too. But it's hard to go through Edge's entire catalog and say, like, what's great. That's just hard to say. But this match in itself, Edge against Mick Foley, Edge against Jeff Hardy. Would I say this is better would I say this is better than Randy Orton versus Mick Foley? Listen, I'll give you my opinion. This is probably, in my opinion, Randy Orton's second best match I've seen with my eyeballs. Again, to me, the one against Mick Foley, that was just something else great of its own time. You know what I'm saying? Edge's opinion, in my opinion, was this better than Edge versus John Cena, the TLC match? I'd probably say no. Was this better than Edge versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 24? I would say no. But this match was good. I would give this match, in my opinion, I'd probably say it's... How about this? We're rated on stars. I'd give it a 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. I wouldn't say this is better than Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles on SmackDown. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. In my opinion. It was good. It wasn't great. So, again, and also you gave them the point when you said this is the greatest wrestling match of all time, which you can't live up to Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25. You just can't. They had the Mean Gene Oakland type of introduction. You had the pumped in crowd. I didn't have a problem with the pumped in crowd noise. I thought that actually helped them, in my opinion, because again, you can't force those NXT fans to be like, NXT wrestlers to be like, woo, the whole time. Like, it's impossible for a 3-hour show. So I thought it helped them out. Michael Cole and who was on commentary? Michael Cole, Brian Saxton, and who was on commentary? No, it was Michael Cole, Todd Phillips, and Corey Graves. Again, it helped them that they were able to watch the match first and then do commentary, because the match was filmed before they did the commentary. So it was good for them. They were able to watch the match first, then go do commentary over it. So that's what happened with that. So in my opinion, Backlash was a complete pile of crap. So if you watch Backlash all the way through, I give you props. I was watching Backlash, I was watching other stuff, but this was terrible, man. I mean, Vince McMahon, I think this is acceptable, again, in these climates. I know there's no fans, but you just gotta do better, man. This show was complete garbage. Now, Extreme Rules is gonna be in a month. Hopefully we have a crowd by then. Who knows? But again, where the coronavirus is going, we might not even have a crowd again by next month. SummerSlam, we'll see if we have a crowd, but hopefully we do at this point, because again, these shows are so hard with no fans. It's just hard to get into. Like Edge and Orton, if that was in front of a crowd, I'd probably give it a 4-star match. But because there's no crowd, they did the best they could do, man. So you guys comment down below your thoughts on Backlash, your thoughts on Edge versus Randy Orton. I'll catch you guys back here. Maybe I'll try to do something Wednesday. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. I'll try to do something on Wednesday, but actually, you know what? I can't do Wednesday. I'll try to do something for you guys on Thursday. Worst case scenario, next video will be on Thursday because I'm doing the walkthrough for my house on Wednesday. So check back here on the channel for Thursday, but I'm keeping you guys updated with the house situation. So don't forget to like the video, comment down below, subscribe. Catch you guys back here on Thursday.